Hi, I'm Susan Short. I have the good fortune and privilege of serving Virginia Tech as the Associate Vice President for Engagement, which sits in the Division of Outreach International Affairs. And what a delight it is for me to take a moment to reflect on our partnership that the Division of Outreach International Affairs and the University has with our Lifelong Learning Institute at Virginia Tech. It's hard to imagine 10 years, really, it was probably 11 years ago, I was in the stairwell of Burris Hall and the former provost taps me on the shoulder and says, "Hey Susan, how are you today? I want to talk to you about the Osher Foundation and why is it that Virginia Tech does not have a lifelong learning program?" So fast forward, when your boss's boss says, "Hey, you need to be thinking about something," we started thinking about it. And thank goodness for really stellar retirees that I had the good fortune to work with prior at Virginia Tech while they were still working full-time, gathered with me for some serious conversations as to what this might look like. So 10 years later, we continue to celebrate the great partnership that the university has with our stalwart volunteers. Over the past 10 years, the program started in a back office operation and paper processes with registration and meeting and figuring out, oh, where are we going to meet? How can we accommodate parking requirements on campus? Do you have a relationship with such and such or such and such? And just watch the magic that unfolded. I'll have to tell you, the LLI program in partnership with Virginia Tech is the crown jewel of our portfolio in the Division of Outreach and International Affairs. And what a wonderful testimony it is to this region, to the university, and really the undying commitment of our a sundry of volunteers that continue to day after day think about how can we improve the lives of our citizenry throughout the region? How can we expand lifelong learning opportunities beyond academic credentials? And how can we create a wonderful learning environment and a vibrant environment for people to gather and to continue to give great thought to the possibilities throughout the region. And to me, as some individuals that I've worked with and had the joy of working alongside of that did not work at Virginia Tech, but their children and their grandchildren have brought them to this region, I celebrate the contribution that LLI and the volunteers through the partnership with the university has continued to bring to this region of the New River Valley. I mentioned a little bit earlier about how we began in a small conference room and we had paper processes for registration, but the success of our lifelong learning program, in addition to our wonderful volunteers, has been our leaders in our unit, our continuing and professional education. Without them, I'm not certain that we would have been able to grow to 300, 400 participants over the course of this last 10 years. They've sat beside us and sat with our volunteers to talk about how can we do this better? How can we have more efficient processes? How can we help our registrants and our participants have an easy process as to finding out and discovering, hey, what are the opportunities that are available, but how do we translate that into registration processes, enrollment processes, parking permits, and everything that comes to this. So shout out to our leaders in continuing professional education that truly have worked beside of our volunteers in lifelong learning to make it a tremendous successful program.